Звездочка дымный бум, звездочка босс. Форкарак.
Да, здорово, народ, с вами Злобин, ненадолго. Этот стрим будет, скорее всего, коротким, потому что меня потихоньку рубит спать, но не до той степени, чтобы я лег и заснул, поэтому мне нужно потыкать своими пальцами куда-то. Я решил потыкать в Dwarves. Вот, давно хотел в него поиграть, только сейчас смог. В общем, эта игра будет чем-то. Это будет смесь языков. Потому что вы увидите сами. В общем, мы делаем кампейн.
А чего с Ньюхом случилось? Смайл улыбка.
Flame Dance, привет. В общем, с Ньюхом случилось следующее. Извините. Ой, фу, извините, пожалуйста. Я думал поиграть с Фиделем в Неох, но мы с Фиделем друг друга не так поняли. Он думал, что я Неох начну в 5-6, точнее в 4-5, извиняюсь. Вот, я думал, что я Неох начну в 8-9. Не сошлись по времени, и поэтому Неох был перенесен на эту самую, на среду. В среду днем будет Неох. Вот, вместо него я захотел немного спать, и я говорю, пока меня просто зевает, но не вырубает, я решил часок где-нибудь провести в Dwarves. Вот, не более, не менее. Так что, without a further ado, как говорят иностранцы, мы начинаем. Компания. Погнали. Погнали нахуй!
Wrackers hat uns aus Stein gemacht, um das geborgene Land zu schützen. Gegen Orks, Oger und alle anderen Scheusale Tions. Wir sind die Hüter des geborgenen Landes. Wir sind die Kinder des Schmieds. Wir sind die Zwerge.
Да.
Я вельмафюрер. Оно на немецком.
Да,
По подчеркиванию.
да. Он своеобразно управляется. Добиваем лежащее говно. Убиваем грязных зеленых ублюдков.
Landerling, ein Geschenk aus der Werkstatt. Diese Geschenke gebe ich gerne an die Grünhäute weiter.
Да, я бы такой подарок бы не кидал просто.
Das wäre das. Das wäre das.
Блин. Мне нравится местная физика. Что всех раскидывает. Кстати, как вам звук, как видео ряд?
Mein König, was tut ihr hier?
Schon seit vielen Zyklen stand Giselbert Eisenauge, der Stammvater der Fünften, nicht mehr an vorderster Front, um sich den Geschöpfen Tions entgegenzustemmen. Der ernste Blick des Königs streift über das Schlachtfeld und die Verteidiger.
Wir sind zu wenige.
Das weißt du so gut wie er. Doch Verstärkung wird nicht kommen. Zu Hunderten liegen tapfere Krieger in der Festung im Sterben. Die Krankheit greift um sich. Sie bringt Schwäche und Tod.
Bleibt auf euren Posten! Seid so standhaft wie der Granit, aus dem wir gemacht sind. Nichts kann uns brechen. Wrakas ist mit uns.
Так, select the next operator, окей. Нам дают за короля поиграть. О! Он хиляет кличем.
Кто придумал делать желтые субтитры?
Не знаю. Не я. Не за мост улетают.
Со звуком херня какая-то. Слишком нацистский.
Так. Тебе должно быть норм. Я знаю, что ты с Украины. Здорово, эльф. Иди-ка нахуй.
Это не тот нацизм.
Ну да, можно...
Ja? Was denn? Das war der Hammer.
Вперед, вперед! Вилка. Ну-ка, пошли-ка нахуй! Так. Еще одна хилка. Похиляем наших воинов. Отлично, катапульта сломана.
Das sind diejenigen, die uns in den Stollen angegriffen haben. Wir konnten sie nur unter großen Verlusten zurückschlagen.
Во мне просыпается карланство. Особенно после забегов в Х4.
Strohhalm, verräterischer Elb.
In seinem Zorn strahlt der alte König grimmige Macht aus. Und keines von Sitalias Kindern könnte gegen ihn bestehen. Doch das schlanke, hochgewachsene Wesen auf dem Rücken des Nachtmars grinst nur höhnisch auf euch hinab.
Du irrst. Wir sind Albe. Wir sind gekommen, um die Elben zu vernichten.
Alle friedvollen Geschöpfe im geborgenen Land stehen unter unserem Schutz. Und ihr könnt das Tor nicht öffnen, das euch seit der Erschaffung der Welt den Weg ins geborgene Land versperrt.
Wir nicht, aber vielleicht einer der euren?
Das kann nicht sein! Schweig, du Narr! Wrakas, vergib mir, was ich jetzt tun werde! Schnell formiert euch! Ihr müsst sie aufhalten, bis ich das Tor wieder geschlossen habe.
Какой пидорский эльф! Держать строй! Держать строй! Пошли нахуй! Король должен закрыть ворота!
Шнель-шнель.
Und dein Tod.
Их не так много, убивай всех! Ну-ка, пошли с моста!
Das wäre das. Einfach so.
Добивай это говно оставшееся!
Das
Король
wäre das.
настолько широк, что им можно просто закрыть ворота и так.
Да. Убьем лучников! У них подкрепление! Гранаты к бою! Гранаты ликт! Бля, король умер. Сука, в спину ударил. Педрический эльф.
Sieh mich an. Dein Tod heißt Sintoras. Deine Stunde ist gekommen. Ich nehme dir das Leben und das Land nimmt dir die Seele.
Verschwinde aus meinen Augen, Spitzohr. Ich will mich noch ein wenig am geschlossenen Tor erfreuen.
Das Tor mag sich geschlossen haben, aber wenn du dich durch die Macht des Landes wieder von den Toten erhebst, wirst du einer von uns sein. Und du wirst es öffnen.
Niemals! Meine Seele zieht zu Fracas.
Nein, deine Seele gehört nun dem Land. Und damit gehörst auch du ihm auf ewig. Und stirb. Kehre zurück. Und gib uns das geborgene Land.
Ну, по-моему, обосрался. По-моему, его не закололи, по-моему, он просто обосрался. 1035 циклов спустя. Интересно, цикл это год?
Du bist ein Perfektionist, Tungdil Bolofar.
Ich habe einen Ruf zu verlieren. Wenn man sich nicht mehr auf die Schmiedekunst eines Zwerges verlassen kann. Worauf dann?
What can I do for you? You look dreadful. A bad night.
Du siehst schrecklich aus.
Alter Charmeur.
Die Magd wirft dir einen gespielt vorwurfsvollen Blick zu.
Ikana hat die halbe Nacht gequengelt.
Als du deine Zähne bekommen hast, habe ich dich immer auf den Arm genommen und bin mit dir durch den Stollen gegangen. Du hast mit meinem Bart gespielt und ich habe dich in den Schlaf gesungen.
Frala lächelt. Sie hat die Geschichte schon oft gehört.
Das ist jetzt 23 Zyklen her, aber ich bin mir ziemlich sicher, dass du nicht gesungen hast. Gebrummt vielleicht.
Wenn es stimmt, was du über die Lebensdauer von Zwergen gelesen hast, wird es noch 300 Sonnenzyklen und mehr dauern, bis du in die ewige Esse gerufen wirst. Die Gewissheit, eines Tages Fralas Tod zu erleben, macht dir das Herz schon heute schwer.
Was kann ich für dich tun?
Für mich gar nichts. Aber für Lot Ionan. Er möchte dich in seinem Studierzimmer sehen.
Im Geiste gehst du alle Vorfälle der letzten
Судя по
Zeit durch,
тому,
die den
что
Unmut des
случилось
Magus
с королем,
heraufbeschworen haben
это цикл
könnten.
менструации.
Abgesehen von einigen kleineren Streitereien mit seinen Famuli ist seit dem Vorfall mit deinem Bart nichts Erwähnenswertes geschehen. Du nickst.
In Ordnung. Ich lasse den Magus besser nicht zu lange warten.
Wir sehen uns später. Es gibt Gulasch.
Гуляш, неплохо. Не, ну как короля затыкали стрелами. То есть это этого, я так понимаю, генерала ткнули. Aber.
Vor 30 Zyklen hast du hier zum ersten Mal den Schmiedehammer geschwungen. Niemand hat dir das Handwerk gezeigt. Es hatte dir genügt, dem alten Schmiedlot Ionans bei der Arbeit zuzuschauen. Wann immer die Schmiede leer stand, hast du geübt und mit Leichtigkeit das Handwerk gemeistert. Es gab eine Zeit, als du den schweren Hammer kaum heben konntest. Heute spürst du ihn fast nicht mehr und er fühlt sich wie eine Verlängerung deines Arms an. Das Schmieden liegt dir im Blut.
Что-то еще можно глянуть. Ну так это, аскетично, чё.
Alles, was du über Zwerge weißt, weißt du aus Büchern. Der göttliche Schmied hat die Zwerge geschaffen und du opferst ihm von Zeit zu Zeit einige Goldkrümel. Es ist das Wertvollste, das du Wrakas zu bieten hast. Alles, was du über Zwerge...
Окей, тут еще что-то было.
Du hast gestern Nacht an Sunjas Geburtstagsgeschenk weitergearbeitet. Die Kleine ist verrückt nach Pferden. Du hingegen hältst dich lieber von ihnen fern, wenn du ihnen nicht gerade Hufeisen anpassen musst. Zu viele Beine und viel zu groß.
Неплохо. Ту-ту-ту-ту-ту-ту. Что еще тут есть? Говно.
Es soll Zwerge geben, die ihr Leben lang nie den Himmel gesehen haben. Und auch du fühlst dich wohler, wenn du Felsen über dem Kopf hast. Wenn da nur nicht das Verlangen wäre, mehr von der Welt zu sehen, das mit jedem Jahr stärker wird.
Hey, Unterirdischer, komm in die Küche, wir brauchen dich.
Jolosin, ein Famulus der 4. Stufe und so etwas wie dein Lieblingsfeind unter den Magierschülern, wirft dir einen abfälligen Blick zu und verschwindet, ohne deine Antwort abzuwarten.
Ага, то есть мы где-то в Академии магии, что ли? То есть, ну вот кристаллы, типа, магические, все в робах. Уж поговорить можно, нет? Магия бывает 3 видов. Деструктивная с большими бабахами.
Meister Lord Ionan, Thaler sagte, ihr wünscht mich zu sprechen.
Потом
Ah, Tungdil, komm herein. Dort drüben im Schrank findest du einen Beutel. Hol ihn bitte heraus. Er enthält Artefakte meines ehemaligen Famulus Goren, die ich ihm zurückgeben möchte. Er lebt am Schwarzjord, 300 Meilen von hier entfernt.
300 Meilen, eine lange Reise. Wen wollt ihr damit beauftragen?
Ich dachte da an dich.
An mich?
Es gibt keinen besseren für diese Reise. Du hast dir einiges an Wissen angeeignet und bist beinahe ein Gelehrter. Manch Famulus weiß weniger über das geborgene Land und seine Bewohner als du. Es ist Zeit, dass du hier mal rauskommst und die Welt mit eigenen Augen siehst.
Das würde ich gerne. Was ist im Beutel?
Magische Gerätschaften. Am besten lässt du den Beutel zu, wenn du Unglücke vermeiden willst. Zwerge mögen Magie nicht besonders und die Magie mag euch auch nicht.
Oh, российская
Wrakas gab uns so
магия.
viel handwerkliches Können, dass Magie in unseren Körpern keinen Platz mehr hat.
Um genau zu sein, jedes Mal, wenn du Magie zu nahe gekommen bist, endete das in einer Katastrophe.
Vielleicht treffe ich unterwegs ja Zwerge.
Какая же страшная у
Ja,
него рожа.
vielleicht. Aber mach dir nicht zu
Привет,
große Hoffnungen.
das.
Und du solltest vorsichtig sein, mit wem du sprichst. Nicht jeder dort draußen mag Zwerge.
Wie Kobolde. Sie entführen Zwergenbabys und verkaufen sie an Magi, habe ich gehört.
Nicht das beste Geschäft meines Lebens. Aber was sollte ich tun? Die Langnasen drohten, dich in den nächsten Fluss zu werfen. Sei auf der Hut. Pass auf den Sack auf und
Pläne.
verliere ihn nicht.
Поднятая
Palandiel sei mit
раскрытая
dir.
рука.
Und dein Wrakas natürlich auch.
Ich breche sofort auf. Auf Wiedersehen, Lord Ionan.
Ну что, оставляем так или переключаем на English? Скажу так, на русский я переключать не хочу. Ну его в жопу. Я на нем говорю, играть на нем я не хочу. У меня отмирание.
Tungdil, schnell, sonst verbrennt mir mein Gulasch.
Du erkennst sofort, wo das Problem liegt. Eine Kette, mit der die Kessel über einen Flaschenzug bewegt werden, hat sich aus der Halterung gelöst und der Kessel sitzt auf der Feuerstelle fest. Die Last ist schwer und keiner der Magus-Schüler, die sich selbst beim Küchendienst für etwas
подозрительный
Besseres halten,
какой-то.
traut sich, etwas zu
Оставляй
unternehmen.
так.
Man könnte sich ja die Finger verbrennen oder gar schmutzig machen.
Ich bin dein Pate, kleiner Wurm. Ich werde später auf dich aufpassen, so wie ich auf deine Mama aufgepasst habe.
Die kleine Ikana greift nach deinem schwieligen Finger und lächelt dich mit großen Augen an. Gemüse, Brot, Käse, aber mit der Köchin ist nicht zu spaßen. Viele schmerzende Fingerknöchel haben dich gelehrt, dass sie mit dem schweren Holzlöffel umzugehen weiß. Und dass sie möglicherweise Augen im
Здорово,
Hinterkopf
Игнат,
hat.
спасибо. Ну-ка. Маленькие шажочки. Я могу просто по полу скользить. Ща, аккуратненько. Сука, я долбоёб.
Привет. Игнат. Поднятая, раскрытая
Ну так чё,
рука.
так оставляем или все-таки
Es wäre schade ums
английский?
Gulasch. Ich habe nämlich Hunger. Hier, halt das.
Поздравляю с днюхой.
Чё? С какой днюхой? Стоп, что? У меня днюха давно была.
Привдас.
Mit möglichst viel Besorgnis in der Stimme sagst du,
Oh, das sieht gar nicht gut aus.
zufrieden bemerkst du, wie Jolosin der Schweiß aus den Poren schießt.
Das zahle ich dir heim, Unterirdischer.
Weißt du noch, wie du mir den Bart mit irgendeinem Zauberkram gefärbt hast? Ich musste ihn mir abschneiden.
Du streichst dir über deinen für einen Zwerg ungewöhnlich kurzen Bart.
Так вот почему она короткая.
Das ist schwer.
Presst der junge Mensch aus zusammengedrückten Lippen hervor und lässt den Topf etwas absinken.
Wage es nicht, mein Gulasch zu ruinieren, Bursche.
Die Köchin mit den stattlichen Unterarmen funkelt den jungen Mann an und nach kurzer Überlegung
У
verstärkte
меня
er seine
такая же
Anstrengungen
фигня.
wieder.
Днюха была 30 марта, а
Да.
поздравляют сегодня 30 мая.
Просто да, у меня уже в начале мая была днюха. И... Да-да.
Du elende Missgeburt.
Einen Augenblick lang hoffst du, dass der Famulus tatsächlich seine Hand gegen dich erheben würde. Doch dann kommt er zur Vernunft und verlässt mit hochrotem Kopf die Küche.
Ihr beide habt euch gesucht und gefunden.
Im Kessel blubbert das Gulasch. Du saugst die warme Luft durch die Nase ein und der Duft lässt dir das Wasser im Mund zusammenlaufen.
Hallo, Frala. Ich habe ein Geschenk für dich.
Du holst 3 Hufnägel hervor, die du sorgfältig zu einem Schutzsymbol zusammengefügt hast.
Es ist nicht das edelste Geschmeide des geborgenen Landes, aber
Ein Blick in Fralas Gesicht zeigt dir, dass es ihr darauf nicht ankommt. Sie strahlt vor Glück, als sie den Anhänger nimmt.
Für mich? Aber warum denn?
weil du so etwas wie eine kleine Schwester für mich bist und ich dich vermissen werde.
Hättest du ihr sagen können. Doch du belässt es bei einem Schulterzucken und einem schiefen Lächeln.
Ich brauche Proviant. Für 300 Meilen.
Du strahlst über das ganze Gesicht. Endlich bekommst du die Gelegenheit, einmal etwas von der Welt zu sehen.
300? Tungdeal. Das ist kein Botengang mehr, das ist eine richtige Reise. Warte, ich habe hier das Richtige dafür. Aber lass es nicht die Köchin sehen.
Ich gehe zum Schwarzjoch. Ich werde einem ehemaligen Schüler des Magus ein paar Dinge zurückbringen.
Du steckst das Schwarzbrot, die Würste und den Schinken ein. Genug Essen für die ersten Tage deiner Reise.
Vielleicht treffe ich sogar einige Zwerge unterwegs.
Frala wirft dir einen vorsichtigen Blick zu. Es ist ein heikles Thema, von dem du nicht lassen kannst.
Es gibt nicht viele Zwerge hier unten. Du bist der Einzige in Idoslan, soweit wir wissen.
Ich
А
weiß,
почему
aber
мы один
ich kann
Dwarf?
doch nicht einfach so aus dem Felsen geboren worden sein. Irgendwo in den Bergen habe ich einen Stamm, einen Clan, vielleicht eine Familie.
Ja, vielleicht.
Frala hat dich schon mehr als einmal daran erinnert, dass Lot Ionan die Zwergenstämme angeschrieben hat und keiner von ihnen einen Zwergenjungen vermisste.
Ich muss aufbrechen. Ich will heute noch ein gutes Stück Wegstrecke hinter mich bringen.
Ich wünsche dir den Segen Palandiels und deines Gottes Frakas, damit du unterwegs vor allen Gefahren geschützt bist. Hier, ein Talisman. Wann immer du ihn anschaust, denkst du an mich.
Schelmisch zwinkert Frala dich an.
Und daran, dass du mir etwas Schönes mitbringst.
Бухлишка?
Das Bier, das zum Stollen geliefert wird, soll das beste Bier Idoslans sein. Es ist auf jeden Fall dein Lieblingsbier. Aber du hast auch nicht genug verschiedene Biere getrunken, um es wirklich vergleichen zu können.
Dwarf, Buchляж, Buchляж.
Von den rund 200 ausgewählten Menschen, die unter Lot Ionans Aufsicht lernen, worauf es bei der Kunst des Zauberns ankommt, kannst du höchstens eine Handvoll leiden. Mit der flüchtigen launischen Magie hast du nichts am Hut. Dein Reich ist die Schmiede.
Да, мы кузнец аж пиздец. Meh.
Es ist besser, Lot Ionan jetzt seiner Arbeit zu überlassen. Du hast bereits einen Auftrag erhalten und solltest so schnell wie möglich aufbrechen. Er soll schließlich nicht denken, du hättest bereits vor dem Aufbruch Heimweh.
Ну ладно. А, то есть у нас есть провизия, она учитывается, то есть минус 1 в день, 210 голды и что-то там еще. Окей.
И у меня был вылет.
Вылет куда? Боевой? О, это что за хуйня?
Dich wiederzusehen, Lot Ionan. Es ist schon ewig lange her, seit wir uns das letzte Mal gegenüberstanden.
Nudin, wie schön. Bitte, nimm Platz.
Почему я в игре?
Nein, aber danke, mein Freund. Die Angelegenheiten sind äußerst dringend und ich habe nicht viel Zeit. Du musst sofort nach Lius Nudin kommen. Das tote Land regt sich.
Bist du dir sicher? Wie kommst du darauf?
Ich entdeckte es vor ungefähr 60 Umläufen bei einem Besuch an der Grenze. Unsere Bannschranken sind schwächer und durchlässiger geworden. Die Albe haben ihr Land verlassen, ja, und eine große Rotte Orks ist in das geborgene Land einmarschiert.
Konntest du den Zauber mit deiner Magie stärken?
Nein, allein kann ich den Schaden nicht beheben. Wir brauchen die vereinte Macht der 6. Die anderen 4 sind schon unterwegs hierher, aber wir brauchen auch deine Hilfe.
Ich werde so schnell wie möglich nach Borista aufbrechen.
Oh, und da du ja sowieso kommst, könntest du doch auch gleich die Gelegenheit nutzen und mir die Dinge mitbringen, die ich dir ausgeliehen hatte.
Natürlich. Ich habe sie bereits in einem Beutel verstaut.
Oh, vielen Dank. Wir werden deine Ankunft erwarten.
Ну, стоп, то есть он упаковал в сумку то, что нам дал, это он должен этому жирнику? Здорово, Илья. Flamedance, я не знаю, я первый раз
vom
запустил.
Sonnenlicht kneifst du schon nach wenigen Schritten die Lider zusammen. Die Zeit unter der Erde hat dich derart empfindlich werden lassen, dass du im Schatten einer mächtigen Eiche Schutz vor der Helligkeit suchst.
Нет, нет, Сталин.
Du erreichst einen kleinen See an einem Birkenwäldchen. Deine Füße schmerzen und deine Augen brennen noch immer vom ungewohnten Sonnenlicht. Dennoch kannst du dir ein Grinsen nicht verkneifen. Du hast am ersten Tag deiner großen Reise ein ordentliches Stück Wegstrecke hinter dich gebracht. Du schlägst ein Lager auf und legst dich auf dem harten Waldboden schlafen. Als du dich am nächsten Morgen erhebst, spürst du Muskelkater in deinen Beinen, doch du verscheust die wehleidigen Gedanken und wirfst dir deinen Rucksack über die Schultern. Du bist ein Zwerg und Zwerge jammern nicht. Gegen Mittag, als die Sonne hoch am Himmel steht und dir erste Schweißtropfen auf die Stirn treibt, erkennst du etwa 100 Meter vor dir eine Bewegung neben der Straße. Einige Krähen picken an etwas im hohen Gras herum. Die knarzende Lederrüstung, der scheppernde Rucksack und das fehlende Talent der Zwerge, sich leise zu verhalten, lassen die Krähen aufflattern. Ihr Krächzen klingt wie Lachen in deinen Ohren. Du brichst deinen Schleichversuch ab, richtest dich auf und erkennst zwei menschliche Körper im plattgedrückten Gras.
Ага, мы нашли в траве 2 трупа, окей. Блин, прикольное это повествование. Значит, это Trupp.
Vor dir
Mager.
liegt ein schmächtiger Mann, gekleidet in eine teure Robe. Sie ist in den Farben von Turgur, dem Schönen, einem der 6 Magi, gestaltet. Es muss sich um einen seiner Famuli handeln. Du kannst keine Wunden erkennen.
Bei Wrackers.
Du erkennst dünne Stichwunden auf der Brust des Mannes. Die Stiche sind zu groß, um von Pfeilspitzen verursacht worden zu sein, aber zu schlank für Schwertwunden. Du blickst auf einen großen, breit gebauten Mann hinab. Er trägt eine dunkelbraune Lederrüstung, die mit Eisenplättchen verstärkt wurde. Ein Schwert liegt neben ihm. Wollte er sich gegen etwas oder jemanden verteidigen? Am Schwert ist kein Blut. Der Mann weist dieselben Stichwunden auf. Es ist offensichtlich, dass beide Männer von derselben Waffe getötet wurden. Doch was diese Waffe ist, vermagst du nicht zu sagen. Ein Rucksack, der vermutlich einem der beiden Toten gehörte. Er wurde anscheinend durchsucht und danach achtlos weggeworfen. Du findest einige Gebrauchsgegenstände, etwas Proviant und eine Landkarte. Auf ihr ist ein Reiseweg von Porista, der Hauptstadt des Magus Nudin, zu Lot Ionans Stollen eingezeichnet.
Bedeutet das, Turgur der Schöne befindet sich in Porista und wollte Lot Ionan eine Nachricht zukommen lassen? Und wenn ja, warum hat er nicht Magie benutzt?
Блин, а повествование тут классное. Что мы тут еще найдем?
In der Umgebung der Leichen siehst du keine Spuren eines Kampfes. Wurden sie von einem Begleiter erstochen? Ein Fremder hätte sich kaum unbemerkt an sie heranschleichen können.
Nichts. Wieder nicht.
Du stockst, da ist etwas.
Noch ein Rucksack.
Du öffnest den Rucksack und erkennst, dass er bereits durchwühlt wurde. Neben einigen Gebrauchsgegenständen und Schreibutensilien findest du ein Säckchen voll Gold und einen Talisman. Das Gold ist der Beweis, dass es sich nicht um einen Raubüberfall gehandelt hat. Wärme und ein Gefühl von Geborgenheit durchfluten deinen Körper, als du den Talisman berührst. Du fühlst dich sicherer allein dadurch, dass du ihn in der Hand hältst.
Ich nehme mich mit.
Отлично, мы забрали деньги оттуда и талисман. Продолжаем искать. Детектив-гном, вот то самое, продолжает расследование. Не сказать, что понятно, что мы тут еще можем искать. Ладно, остается идти вперед.
Du lässt den Blick noch einmal über die Gegend schweifen und fragst dich, was du als nächstes tun sollst.
Дайте их похороним.
Es ist eine zeitraubende und anstrengende Arbeit, die flachen Gräber mit einem Stock in den harten Boden zu graben und die Leichen mit einigen Steinen abzudecken. Du hoffst, damit die Krähen wenigstens für eine Weile von ihrem Mahl fernzuhalten. Du setzt deinen Weg fort, um vor Einbruch der Nacht noch einige Meilen zwischen dich und deinen grausigen Fund zu bringen. Ein Stück abseits vom Weg siehst du einen flackernden Lichtschein durch die Bäume. Er könnte von einem Lagerfeuer stammen. Du näherst dich mit sicheren Schritten dem Feuer, bis du endlich etwas erkennen kannst. 3 breitschultrige Männer mit Äxten sitzen am Feuer, über dem 2 Kaninchen brutzeln. Sie scherzen miteinander, doch du kannst nur einzelne Worte verstehen. Augenscheinlich haben sie dich noch nicht bemerkt. Als du den Rand des Feuerscheins erreicht hast, sagst du freundlich:
Seid gegrüßt. Mein Name ist...
Die Männer sind aufgesprungen und greifen zu ihren Äxten.
Wer ist da?
Ich werd nicht wieder. Ist das ein Unterirdischer?
Die Männer beäugen dich misstrauisch.
Бля, диалоги.
Mein Name ist Tungdil. Ich bin nur ein Reisender, der nichts gegen ein warmes Feuer und etwas Gesellschaft einzuwenden hätte.
Ein Unterirdischer will unsere Gesellschaft? Wir sind ehrliche, hart arbeitende Männer. Warum sollten wir uns mit Unterirdischen abgeben? Sieh zu, dass du Land gewinnst.
Der Mann verstärkt den Griff um seine Axt und fährt sich mit der Zunge über die gelben Zähne, ohne den Blick von dir abzuwenden.
Hände weg von euren Waffen, oder ich muss zu meiner greifen.
Du willst uns drohen, Unterirdischer?
Am nächsten Morgen flackern Bilder von Äxten, hasserfüllten Gesichtern, Fäusten und schweren Stiefeln durch deinen benebelten Verstand. Dein erster Versuch, dich zu regen, scheitert, als Schmerzen durch jeden Knochen, jeden Muskel und jeden Nerv deines Körpers schießen. Du brauchst lange, bis du dich aufgerichtet und im frühen Sonnenlicht deine Wunden versorgt hast. Von den Holzfällern fehlt jede Spur. Sie haben dich einige Meter vom Lagerfeuer entfernt ins Gebüsch geworfen, nachdem sie mit dir fertig waren.
Как нас избили. Печально.
Du erreichst das Ufer der Worda und siehst Deichseldorf auf der anderen Seite, jedoch keine Brücke weit und breit. Die Boote der Fischer gleiten über das in der Sonne glitzernde Wasser. Keiner der Männer scheint von dir Kenntnis zu nehmen, während sie ihre Netze auswerfen.
А чё люди тут такие расисты? Чё никто дворфов не любит? У меня остался только один зритель. Класс.
Du rufst dem nächsten Fischer zu. Er blickt nur kurz zu dir herüber, ehe er sich abwendet und seine Arbeit fortsetzt. Du wirst einen anderen Weg finden müssen, den Fluss zu überqueren. Du betrachtest das kalte, dunkle Wasser. Die Strömung erscheint dir so stark, dass sie sogar geübte Schwimmer mit sich reißen könnte. Und du selber bist nicht einmal ein Mittelmäßiger. In einem Buch hast du die Legende gelesen, laut der die Wassergöttin Elria die Kinder des Schmiedes nicht mochte und die Zwerge verfluchte, sodass sie außerhalb der Zwergenreiche in Gewässern unweigerlich ertrinken würden. Der Hauptgrund, warum Zwerge noch heute offenes Wasser meiden. Du lässt das ruhige Ufer hinter dir und setzt deinen Weg fort.
Ладно. Как бы это ни было забавно, но... English motherfucker. Мне интересно, как она звучит на английском.
You look down on a large village on the banks of the Warda.
Сука!
Some of the village is built on stilts in the river. A wooden bridge spans the fast-flowing water. A huge wooden palisade has been erected to protect the village from attack.
Так, follow the Padon's gate.
The guards on the palisade are watching you. Their armor looks well cared for and well made. The smith who made them knew what he was doing. You conclude that the men depend on the protection the armor offers and aren't just wearing them to look good. They're certainly not villagers.
Блин, надеюсь, хотя бы мужские персонажи не станут говорить женскими голосами, а то у немцев нарратив читает мужик, а у англичан женщина как-то. И что тут происходит? Окей.
Some of the guards begin to whisper as you near the gate.
Hello up there! What brings you to fair Goodwater? And have you seen any orcs on your travels, groundling?
The man leaning over the palisade eyes you up and down carefully.
Goodwater is well known for its hospitality.
A fact that you've just made up yourself.
Let me in, and I will tell other travellers all about it.
I regret to inform you that we cannot allow you to enter. The gates stayed closed once night has fallen.
There is certainly no regret showing in the man's face.
Зараза.
I've got 20 pieces of gold here looking for a taker in the village.
Ha! One of your folk might leave his post for 20 pieces of gold, but I say, clear off, groundling. The gates stay closed until tomorrow morning.
Даже
The double gate is made of strong planks, sturdy but still much less solid than the fixed parts of the palisade. Security has been forgone here for practical reasons. Never a good idea when building fortifications.
Вот интересно, а можно с ними договориться, то есть... Ну, я-то долбокряк, и поэтому у меня диалог с ними закончился не очень хорошо. Так, фумус, рюкзак. Можно ли как-то...
As you get closer to part of the palisade, you hear whispering from the other side.
Psst! Groundling!
You look around and reach the palisade with a few quick steps. No one saw you. You see one of the mercenaries through the gaps in the palisade. He looks around nervously.
40 gold pieces, did you say?
I offered your commander 20 gold pieces to open the gate.
I can't open the gate for you, but I can let you in. There's a secret sally port just here. 30 gold pieces.
Okay.
All right. 30 gold pieces and not a word to anyone.
That would cost me my head too.
Десятку сэкономил. Низкорослый еврей.
You decide not to sneak around the village for too long and hide in some straw in a barn. You sleep uneasily, afraid you'll wake up at any moment with a knife at your throat. You don't feel very rested the next morning, but you manage to cross the bridge without incident and leave Goodwater behind you.
Ага, нам, в общем, туда надо идти, окей.
An uneasy feeling has been your constant companion since you left Goodwater. Every little sound in the forest makes you fear you've been discovered by a horde of orcs. But you reach the end of the day without bumping into any of the greenskins. It seems as though Vrakas has granted you one more day in Girdlegard. As night begins to fall, you pass a large oak tree and decide to call it a day. Near the oak tree is an abandoned camp with a fireplace, which appears to be a couple of days old.
Так.
You swing yourself up the trunk and then pull up your baggage after you. You're prepared to sleep in a tree like a bird if it means escaping the orcs' attentions. You sling your rope twice around your stomach and the trunk of the tree to stop you from falling accidentally. You close your eyes and dream. You see North Pass and smell the fresh, icy wind that sweeps over the peaks of Great Blade and Dragon's Tongue. But the harmony is interrupted by the hideous roar of an unending flood of orcs throwing itself unceasingly against the fortification. You smell the disgusting green blood of the orcs and taste the rancid fat of their armor on your tongue. The bitter taste becomes stronger until it's unbearable and wrenches you out of your dream. You open your eyes and are surprised at the brightness as a glance at the sky confirms that it's still night. Your eyes move towards the ground, and what you see makes the blood in your veins freeze.
О как. Интересно. Интересно. То есть мы привязали себя к ветке, на ней спали, а теперь проснулись от того, что ярко и что-то внизу. А ведь мы могли там ночевать внизу. О! Беда эльфа.
I am Sinthras of Son Balsur. My master, Nod On the Doublefold, ruler of the perished land, has elected you, the lords of Taboribor, to be the sword that conquers the south.
You mean you want us to put our necks on the line and be killed by some magus?
Lord Yonan and the others will be taken care of. Your task is to create a diversion in the south until my master's plan succeeds.
And which of us is the leader?
The one that conquers the most land.
So Kragnar will be the new Grand Lord.
He glares at Ushnox and Bashkug.
The Kragnar Shore tribe will conquer the most land.
Never! We will overwhelm the cities of the Red Bloods quicker than you can suck the marrow from a bone.
We shall see.
You can't believe what you're hearing. If the beasts of Tion ride into battle together, catastrophic cycles lie ahead for Girdlegard.
Интересно, если бы мы выбрали остаться внизу, это был бы гейм-овер, и нам бы сказали, что все, пизда тебе. То есть, блин.
The night in the oak tree was the worst of your life. You spent every single moment afraid that you'd be found and savaged by the orcs. But as the first rays of sun broke through the treetops, the orcs abandoned their camp and left without discovering you.
Better safe than sorry.
Your eyes scan the deserted camp, and you listen carefully for any noise. But you don't see or hear anything suspicious.
Better safe than sorry.
Your eyes scan the deserted camp, and you listen carefully for any noise. But you don't see or...
Okay. Что тут можно залутать? Ничего. О, смотрите, это щит дворфов, он валяется. Они вначале с такими же ходили. Ничего, тут нельзя залутать, да?
You're overcome by the urge to vomit. You have, of course, heard the stories, but seeing with your own eyes that orcs actually do eat humans is a long way from just reading about it.
This is the place. I knew it was here. Come on then, find that stupid necklace. Hey, Fuskar! In front of you! A grounding! Perfect for a spotted breakfast.
Какая хуёвая озвучка орков.
You know that you're no warrior, but you want to face the orcs as a child of the Divine Smith. Perhaps you'll manage to kill at least one of them, so as not to appear so undwarven in Varacus's eyes.
I'll give you something to chew on. Varacus made us of stone.
Блять.
little piggies! My Barrowin's beard! How did you manage to lose your weapon? Go and get it, and this time, hold it tight. Hey, that one was mine.
You're just too slow, dear brother.
Too slow? Just wait.
Неплохо.
Huh?
Так, мы...
Yes. And what now? Yeah. What is it? Ow! Another one bites the dust. I didn't hit you very hard.
Спасайте меня!
Yeah. What is it? Huh?
Yes?
Huh? And he's over. Who's next?
Сюда подойти.
He hardly put up a fight.
Смерть. Так, вот это вот хуёво.
Too easy. Hey! Pow! Another one bites the dust. What is it?
О, это совсем все плохо.
Yes? And what now? Huh? As good as done.
Yes? Understood.
What is it? What is it? Cheated. Yeah. Yes?
Ну, Бюиндл хотя бы может хуйнуть как следует.
It can't end like this.
Блять. Рестарт. Что-то как-то быстро нас смяли. Что вообще у нас есть? Ладно. Ты прыгаешь сюда. Ты выдаешь сюда.
And what now? Yes?
Huh? At once.
Huh?
Yes? Quickly! Others will take my place.
Бля. Я понял, в чем проблема. Я сам молотком просто задеваю главного героя и убиваю его нахуй. Я страдаю небольшим приступом френдли файра.
Too easy.
Блин, ну а тут дело хпшки маловато.
On my way.
What is it?
Так,
Yes?
этим не управляешь.
On my way.
As good as done.
Huh?
And what now? What is it? I am Bonda. Give me a hand. What is it? Huh? Too easy.
Huh?
And what now? What is it?
Yes.
Пока он сражается, сейчас.
Yeah. Huh?
Надо убить нахуй лучников.
Another one bites the dust.
I need help over here, quickly. Vile creature.
Yeah. What is it?
Huh? They're hitting me pretty hard.
I didn't hit you very hard. Yes?
По-быстрому разбирается с этим дерьмом.
Too easy. Yeah.
Так, а где этот валяется?
Huh?
Походу дела его не отхиляешь.
Pow! Another one bites the dust. I didn't hit you very hard.
Отлично. Каким-то чудом мы смогли это сделать.
Oink oink. That's all. No more orcs. Well fought, young friend. Do you happen to be tongued ill? Well fought? But he fought like a... Boindale, what do you expect? He grew up amongst the humans.
Who are you, and how do you know my name?
My name is Boindal Hookhand of the clan of the Swinging Axes. This is my brother Boindale Doubleblade. We've been sent to find you.
Call me Ironheart. Are there any more piggy snouts around here?
There was a meeting last night. The Elfar serve a certain Nod On who calls himself Lord of the Perish Land. They have enlisted 3 orc hordes to cause unrest in the south.
Did you hear that, Boindal? Piggy snouts!
The Elfar from Son Balzur and the Orcs from Taboribor are working together?
And could ally with the orcs from the Perish Land.
The twins look at you solemnly. You all know what that would mean for the people of Girdlegard.
You turned up at just the right moment. But are you sure it's me you're looking for?
The High King Gundrabor sent us to fetch you and bring you to Ogre's death in the Secondling realm in the south.
So he received the letter from my master? And am I a secondling?
Well, something like that, I guess.
We've got to...
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say, but it's our duty to get you to the Ogre's Death Fortress in one piece.
I thought the duty of dwarves was to protect the innocent in Girdlegard.
Lot Yonan and King Broron will take care of the orcs. We 3 must be careful. You're not exactly a warrior.
But he has broad shoulders and broad hands. There's hope for him yet. So when you've got the chance to split a few orc skulls, you should take it.
I would be happy to follow you into the realm of the Secondlings. In truth, there is nothing I would rather do. But first, I must travel to Blacksaddle and return some things to a former famulus of Lot Yonan.
Blacksaddle isn't exactly on our way.
It's on my way. We can head south as soon as I've carried out Lot Yonan's orders.
Well, he's certainly got the stubbornness of a dwarf. Perhaps we'll be able to make a real dwarf of him on the way.
All right, we'll accompany you. The sooner we find that famulus, the quicker we can get back to the mountains.
I'll have to send Lot Yonan a message by carrier pigeon on the way. And if we happen to stumble upon a couple of orcs...
I like you, but we'll have to find you another name. Bolafar. It's about as good as Lipsmith, Paddletosh, or Blufflegrump. It is stupid, senseless, and definitely not a name of honor. What are you good at?
I'm good at reading.
Reading? You're a scholar?
Сука, я не знаю, почему это так смешно. Ай, блин. Но мне нравится, мне нравится. Так. Enemy of his feet, literal blow. Выберем это. Так, you found provisions, small healing potion. Окей, continue. Диалоги тут хорошие. Бля, надо бы это несколько переслушать. Так, нам вот сюда, я так понимаю, надо Black Saddle. Это фишка этих самых гоблинов. Оркхорд. Нет, ну я думаю, Оркхорд мы не пойдем.
There are dead orcs lying in the defensive trenches and strewn over the meadows in front of the city. Some of the locals are busy throwing the bodies on pyres, while others repair the minor damage done to the city wall. You see a camp with a wagon and two people on the edge of the path. Behind them, Black Saddle towers up above a thick, dark forest, about a half a day's journey away.
Okay.
You don't want to give them a shock, so you address them while you're still a distance away.
Hello, friends. Is there any space by your fire?
The two traders look up and visibly jump when they see you three dwarves.
Ah, hello. Yes, of course.
It doesn't escape your attention that you seem to be causing the traders some uneasiness, but you take up their offer and sit down. The twins follow your example.
We're only travellers. We're looking for someone who's said to live on Black Saddle. A hermit.
Someone who lives here?
The traders exchange amazed looks.
If they live here, they must be mad.
Normally we wouldn't stop and rest here, but the horses are too exhausted. Our departure from Parista was delayed and we must have driven them too hard.
Why does Black Saddle make you feel uneasy? It doesn't look particularly inviting, but it's only a mountain.
Only a mountain? You don't know the legend?
The trader looks at you and the twins for affirmation, but you all shake your heads.
Black Saddle was once known as Cloudpiercer, and it towered up into the heavens, the upper slopes of pure gold and the summit covered in snow. The humans wanted to attain this wealth, but the smooth slopes and the dazzling summit made the climb impossible. They called on the Dwarves to help them. They were able to tunnel up through Cloudpiercer to the top. They hollowed it out and carried away the gold. The humans demanded that the treasure be shared, but the Dwarves refused, and as they argued, the mountain began to tremble. There were too many holes inside for it to hold together. It collapsed and buried both greedy parties underneath it. The mountain lost its tremendous size and its beauty, and ever since has haunted both humans and dwarves with its erosive hatred, causing even the rocks to turn black over time.
Pfft. Never heard of it. Sounds like human tittle-tattle. Dwarves would never hollow out a mountain so much that it collapses.
You come from Parista. How are things there?
No news to speak of, I'd say. Well, except for Nudin the Knowledge Lusty.
You know Nudin the Knowledge Lusty. Lot Yonan introduced him to you many years ago during a visit.
What about him?
Oh, nothing really. Just rumors.
You nod at the trader to continue.
He's behaving strangely and disappears into his tower for days on end.
And he looks ill, apparently. Well, that's what someone I know said. Perhaps he got a spell wrong.
Ага. Эликсиры.
Later in the night, after eating together and some friendly conversation by the campfire, you all decide to sleep. But you take the first watch. It's a night in which nothing happens, and the next morning the traders set off early. After breakfast, you also continue on your journey. After a march through the thick pine forest, Black Saddle, the sinister tabletop mountain, and your journey's destination rises up before you.
Are you sure that the Famulus lives here?
Yes, according to Lot Yonan.
Although you try to put a lot of assurance into your voice, you too see no signs that anyone lives here.
No castle, no tunnel, no camp. There's nothing here but mountain.
Then we'll have to take a closer look.
You do that, scholar. We'll be waiting for you here.
You think about objecting, but it would just be a waste of breath.
Found anything? A hidden camp? A secret doorway? Gold?
Gold?
No. Not yet.
Можно еще раз с ним поговорить, чай? Мне просто интересно, как они звучат на немецком.
Schon was gefunden? Ein verstecktes Lager, einen geheimen Eingang? Gold?
Nein, bisher nicht.
Блин, они больше как дворфы звучат на немецком. Ну, го искать.
I can only climb a little way here. There must be a better way. An old tree. Looks like it could fall down at any moment. There we go.
Я умный.
If Goren is here, then he is further up. I should find some kind of clue before I climb down again. I should be able to get up here. Oh. Phew. That was close. I hope this is all worth it. Something engraved on it.
You realize with surprise that they are runes in the Dwarven language.
Built with the blood of our enemies, be unyielding as the rock, and soak the land in their blood. Huh?
Неплохо. Мы нашли потайной ход. Конечно, с близнецами было бы как-то спокойнее по подобным вещам ходить.
Hello.
Ух, ебай, на полу руны. Можно бегать. Я ни хера не вижу. Бля, это выглядит как смесь дворфов и звахи и Властелин колец.
Garen, Lord Yonan sent me to bring some items back to you. My inquiries are almost at an end. That means I can finally go to be with my sunshine. I have never been to Greenglade, but I think I will like it there. I deposited my most valuable things in the grave of Horengarth before my departure and secured it with magic. The password is...
You recognize the following words as rune names, but they're written in the learned language, so you don't know which they are.
Greenglade. Oh, great.
Useful. An eternal flame. I know who taught him that.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Бля, что за демоны?
It looks as though Garen lived in the fortress for a while. It also seems that he left several lunar orbits ago.
It's not stealing, it would just be a shame if the provisions went off.
Именно так.
Born of stone, forged in battle. Arise, reborn from the blood of the enemy.
You're not sure if you really want to know what was once in this basin. The whole place gives you the feeling that a decent dwarf shouldn't hang around too long.
Похоже на погребальню на какую-нибудь.
Thirdlings, the fortress belongs... It belongs to the dwarf haters.
Dwarf haters. То есть Secondlings это дворфы. Ну, тут статуя дворфа.
Norimber's dwarves are not only as unyielding as a mountain, they are also as destructive as an avalanche, and would batter into lesser kingdoms just as relentlessly. The Four should find no salvation in Vrachus, only eternal damnation, so that they suffer indescribable torment between the worlds.
You have heard of the dwarf haters, but this is the first time you have read their hateful words. You feel sick and turn away.
То есть дворфы, не любящие дворфов, я правильно понимаю? То есть это, если судить по...
A series of weapons that are all clearly of dwarven origin. The spider webs and rust suggest they have been here for quite a while, maybe even centuries.
То есть тут есть дворфы, которые не любят дворфов.
Lorimber, the progenitor of the Thirdlings.
In most of the chronicles about the 5 dwarfen kingdoms, only very little is written about the Thirdlings, and what is written is full of disgust. They are called traitors, or worse.
Ага, то есть это дворфы-отступники, типа. Окей.
It would seem that even the Thirdlings worship Vrachus, but in all the other kingdoms his shrine would be the biggest. Not the statue of the kingdom's progenitor. A couple of gold coins are in the bowl in front of the shrine.
Can't do any harm.
Мы не будем у бога всех дворфов воровать, даже если он установлен вместе дворфа-ненавистников. Нет, нет, нет.
Clearly magical.
Их интересно, надо в каком-то порядке зажигать или нет?
Sarcophagus. Perhaps I could open it. Graves. Could be buried here.
Ooh! Или надо правильно руну зажечь, чтобы меня не пиздануло. Блять, да.
I'd rather not hit it again. The sarcophagus is protected by some kind of magic.
Окей. Мы позажигали всякое потрогали.
You see sketches and notes on the architectural features, statues and wall reliefs. It seems Garen spent a lot of time studying this place.
Maybe he's kind of a dwarf historian, or maybe he's just a treasure hunter. Garen is in Greenglade to visit his sunshine. Greenglade is in Gauragat. We can't have fallen in love with a pointy here, can he?
Блин. Как открыть саркофаг? Где посмотреть правильные руны? В этой последности я думал, делал уже. Так, Diversion South, the famous, you have found good escape beside them. The young man seems to have moved north to the village on account of love. Антон Зофру. Так, you have found Goren's camp deep. Ладно, пофиг. Нам надо вниз к братьям этим спуститься. Ну это вот хорошо, что нас сразу спустили вниз, и мы можем до них добежать. Светлее становится.
So, Scholar, what are the results of your inquiries?
There is an abandoned fortress in the mountain, and I think it belonged to the Thirdlings.
Boindale's eyes narrow.
The blasted dwarf killers!
A Thirdling fortress? Here? In the middle of Girdlegard? We must let High King Gundrabur know about this.
The fortress has been long abandoned by the looks of it. Anyway, I can't go to Ogre's death until I have completed my quest. Goren is in Greenglade.
Huh.
The High King. Why do you want to bring me to him?
All right then. It's about the choice of the new High King. Gandagar, the King of the Fourthlings, is with his entourage in Ogre's death and is supposed to ascend the throne.
But our acting High King Gundrabur wants to prevent that from happening. He fears that Gandagar wishes to instigate a war against the elves.
О как.
But what have I got to do with that?
Boindil is about to say something, but is silenced by a nudge in the side from his brother.
High King Gundrabur will explain everything when the time comes.
А, ну то
You
есть мы
look distrustfully
последователь.
from one twin to the other. Boindil has donned an innocent expression, and Boendal doesn't give you the impression that he has anything else to say on the matter.
What does this King Gandagar have against the elves?
Dwarves and elves just don't get along. Rakus and Satalia made us that way.
I know that, but going to war for just that after all this time?
Well, there must be more behind it. They say that the King of the Fourthlings is full of hatred and is a hothead in this matter.
A thirdling fortress? Here, in the heart of Girdlegard? That's strange, isn't it?
And worrying. But they've always been wily. They move in the shadows and kill there too if they can. Do you know their story?
I've read about it. Lorenber, their progenitor, rejected the name that Vrakas gave him, who in turn did not give him any special talents, so his kingdom studied war.
It helps them defending the East, but it also meant they ended up confronting the other kingdoms. No dwarf would ever even think of injuring one of his kind, never mind killing them. But the dwarf killers are proud of it. When they were even more powerful, they wanted to become the rulers of all dwarves. They are envious of our skills. They haven't been heard of for a long time, but you can be sure there isn't a single dwarf alive who doesn't hate them.
Whatever, your High King must wait. I have a quest to carry out in Greenglade.
But our quest is...
Boindil raises a placatory hand and throws his rucksack onto his back in preparation.
Let it be, dear brother.
Что такое
Look at
сделал?
him. He has made his decision, and you will not be able to change his stubborn dwarven mind.
You can't help but smile.
Шаблоба, блин. Я не знаю. Сам виноват. Я вообще не при делах. Я тут первый раз. Бля, и куда это нам идти? Ёпаный по голове.
Да обратно в Финляндию хочу.
Ну, Бьер, ничего не могу с этим поделать. Никогда там не
Traces of
был.
the attack on Steepleton can still be seen, but the repair work is coming on well. While taking a rest, you see a cart trundling along the road not far away from you. A young couple are sitting on the box seat, clearly in love and more interested in each other than the rest of the world around them. The sight reminds you of a long unanswered question.
So, I was wondering, what
да.
female dwarfs look like?
Pretty.
Very pretty.
Uh-huh.
You were expecting a little more information.
Do they have beards?
No, I would say it's more like fluff. Oh, very attractive.
And what do they do? I mean, are they warriors too?
In our kingdom, most take care of domestic life. They take the animals down to the meadows and the valleys, make sure the larders are full and that there's plenty of good beer, and make our clothes.
It only ever causes problems when men and women stand shoulder to shoulder in battle.
Some of them are talented stonemasons and smiths, and beware of insulting their skills. They are no less proud than we are.
Неплохо. Вот это охуенно.
By the
Это
evening
я вовремя
campfire,
пришел.
Boindil
Шалом
rummages
Серега
around in his
Рихаюшки,
rucksack
братва.
and
Здорово.
pulls out a cheese wrapped in a cloth. He sticks a fist-sized piece on a spit and grills it on the fire.
There's nothing better than grilled cheese at the end of a long day.
The smell it gives off makes you hold your breath.
Oh, it smells like my socks after weeks of marching in my boots.
Oh, picky, are you? Hardly surprising, considering you were brought up by humans. It's ruined your taste.
Boindil holds the stinky cheese at the end of the stick under your nose.
Eat and stop complaining.
You pull the warm piece of cheese from the stick. It tastes dreadful. Your fingers will smell of it for the next few days, and probably your mouth will too.
Ну, это как бы дней у нас хватает. Хотя нет, не хватит еды.
The hamlet of Sungird certainly lives up to its name. You arrive as the sun sets behind the tower of a Palandial temple, lighting up its stained glass. There's a shop in the village, and through the window, as well as some everyday objects and food, you also spy a shelf full of books. A small bell rings as you enter the shop. The twins look around, but seem rather disinterested, until they discover a couple of gemstones on display. On the wall to your left is the bookshelf you saw through the window. It's quite unusual for a village shop to sell books.
Так, трейдер сайта, вот это мне надо. Стоп, как...
You stroll towards the bookshelf and read some of the titles written on the spines of the books. You know many of the works from Lot Yonan's library.
Oh, by Fracas, look, dear brother! The scholar really is looking at books!
It's an interesting selection, Boindil. I could make some recommendations for you.
Boindil throws his arm around your shoulder and pulls you slowly away from the bookshelf.
What if someone sees you? Here, this is more our kind of thing.
You follow him reluctantly and are shown the selection of gemstones. Boindil is walking next to you in silence. Now and then he looks at you from the side.
And you really do like books?
Yeah, I'm curious. And you could find many answers in books.
Won't you have found all the answers at some point?
Quite the contrary.
Ну, я так
The more books you
понимаю,
read, the more questions you
Дwarves
ask.
тебе
Ah,
понравилось.
knew it. Oh,
Да.
just a waste of time.
Отличное повествование.
You approach the village
И боевка
and can
классная.
tell even from far off that something isn't right. The smell of burnt wood and death is in the air.
И юмор. Юмор тут классный.
By Vracus.
The piggies have really shown those pointy ears. We couldn't have done it any better.
А, то есть он
Stay alert.
обожранный эльф.
I want to find out what happened to Garen.
То есть, вот смотрите, это херня? Или это эльфийка? Это эльфийка. Причем обожранная, это не только верхняя часть. С их пиздец. Игра покровавее, чем я думал.
Green Glade was one of the few places in Girdlegard where humans and elves lived together. You don't see any elven features among all the faces contorted with pain and fear. You look away.
Oh.
The body of the man is riddled with arrows and is lying in a small patch of undamaged ground while a sea of flames must have raged in a circle around him. The robes remind you of those of Lot Yonan's famuli. This, plus the fact that the man used magic, makes you quite sure that this is Garen.
Garen had these books on him when he was attacked. Was he trying to bring them to safety?
Your eyes fall upon a sealed letter next to the books. The circumstances seem grave enough for you to break the seal.
Greetings, Turga. I am glad to hear that you finally wish to confide in Lot Yonan. I have found out something new about the demon. It's all written in these books. I think they are the key to his destruction, or I hope so, at least. Yours faithfully, Garen. What demon are they talking about?
You instinctively think about how the magical barrier is only a few days' march north of here, and beyond it, Varakas only knows what kind of creatures live in the Perish Land.
Окей. Мы нашли Горина. В не самом хорошем сне. О! Ядерный взрыв. Нет, дерево.
The hand that painted this picture was that of a master. It is composed exclusively in shades of red, but every single little detail is painstakingly and precisely reflected. Trees, the remains of buildings, bodies. You hesitate.
This picture portrays the village in its state of ruin.
Examining the canvas more closely, you realize that it is actually made of skin, and the red paint seems more than suspicious now.
Кто-то кровью на коже рисовал. Пиздец. Про эльфийку он вообще ничего не хочет сказать, которая прихуярена к дереву, да? Не, смотреть хочет.
The elf maiden's graceful snow-white face still radiates beauty, in terrible contrast to the rest of her appearance. From the neck down, she is nothing more than a blood-red, damp and glistening skeleton. There are long nails sticking through her thin bones, and where her beautiful eyes once were, are now gaping black holes.
I knew I smelled the stench of groundlings.
Ой, бля. Педоэльфы.
Huzzah! This will be fun! We finally get to fight!
I hope your blood doesn't clot too much. It has to be nice and fluid for my fine brushstrokes.
Ha! How do you plan to defeat us, pointy ears? There are 3 of us.
Oh, only 3. That makes it easier.
She looks over the corpses.
Otharin Lueth Buanre!
Oh.
What's happening? That's the perished land.
Impossible. Greenglade is south of the barrier.
I know of nothing else that can resurrect the dead. Knock their heads off or they'll keep coming back.
Матер. Так. Даже лошадь, сука, кусается.
Yes? Huh? Huh?
Убить всякого kill the Alpha Shadow Mare, окей.
Вечер добрый.
I didn't hit you very hard.
Добрый вечер, Игорь.
I need help over here, quickly. And what now?
Как всегда, надо спасать главгероя. Он у нас ни хера не воин.
Another one bites the dust. What is it? Too easy. Who's next?
Huh?
Yeah, didn't hit you very hard.
Please wait a moment.
Так.
On my way.
Huh?
And again. What is it? Oh, this you're very hard. Give me a hand. Yes. Who's next? Huh? They're hitting me pretty hard.
Игра-то не самая простая.
What is it? He cheated.
То есть никто не должен погибнуть. А зелье во время боя нельзя применять или... Drink the healing attack. If you have points. Так, это тебе. Damage received, there is a chance to reduce damage by 50%. Да, тебе это надо. Ты и так танк. A keepsake from Frala brings good fortune to the wearer. Talisman of healing simple. 10% chance to regenerate and health during successful attack. Хотя нет. Так. Тебе вот это, а тебе вот это.
Воспользуйся древней спартанской мудростью и займись с ними борьбой без плавок в узком ущелье.
Да. И пихать их не копьями, а хуями тыкать. Так.
And what now?
Uh-huh. At once.
What is it? What is it?
Как говорится, затанцуем не с парнем. Звездочка.
Too easy. Huh?
Uh-huh.
Huh? And what now? Another one bites the dust. Huh?
Руби их.
Who's next? Let's put up a fight. Boy, Neil, what could do with your axes over here? Another one bites the dust. Who's next? Too easy. Another one bites the dust.
Это загасили. Понятно, они активные шмотки. Я понял. Блин. Так. Боендал. Этот пидор. Не, вот ты вот так, а?
Yes? What is it?
Тебе и сюда.
Yes? What is it? And what now? I'll be ready soon. Don't rush me. I'll be ready soon. Huh?
Uh-huh.
Yes? All right. What is it? Oh, he didn't hit you very hard. Kill. Who's
Надо
next?
поверженных.
What is it? Too easy. I'll be ready soon. And what now?
Прыжок вот сюда.
Yes. Huh?
Huh? Ow! Another one bites the dust. Damn it! How many more of them are there?
I need help over here. Quick!
What is it?
Yes?
Yes? I'll be ready soon. Don't rush me. Ow! No easy. Hey!
Пошло отсюда.
Huh?
Huh?
Воу-воу-воу-воу-воу. Проблема, проблема.
What is it? Huh? Yes? Huh?
Так, займи
Yes.
лошадку. Даже не так. Займи вот это все.
What is it? I'll be ready soon.
Какой нахуй сум?
Vile creature. What is it? Huh? Huh? Don't rush me. And again. Yes? Who's next? What is it? As good as done. What is it? Huh? Yes? Yes? Huh? Ow! Another one bites the dust. Kill. And what now?
Бля.
Huh? Yes? On my way! What is it? Vile creature!
А, ну да, все, это правильно применил.
What is it? What is it? Yes, yes, so killed. Yeah. Yes.
Отлично, установил КП.
Boindale, what could do with your axes over here? Yes, yes. What is it? Vile creature. What is it?
Huh?
Huh?
Так, ты
All right, huh?
иди сюда. С тобой я сейчас поуправляю.
I'm not that quick. Huh? What is it? And what now? I'm with you.
Yes?
I didn't hit you very hard. Vile creature. Ow! Another one bites the dust. He hardly put up a fight. I didn't hit you very hard. Huh? Too easy.
Добиваем последнего зомбаря. А, там еще что-то осталось. Ого, бля, вот это потненько. Стоп, оно живое?
Dwarves, you protected the glade.
Ёб твою мать.
The perished land. The barrier has fallen.
You can feel your stomach cramping. Unlike Boindale, you can't say a word.
The damn mage, I only had one job!
So this is what it is like to rise from the dead. I feel nothing. I am left with nothing. My love, my beauty, my home, and my forest. Everything has been taken from me. I beg you, have mercy and put an end to my suffering.
Without even being able to look into her eyes, you recognize the sadness in the elf maiden's expression. The dignity that she must once have radiated can only be imagined in her current state.
Garen was here, and I've heard that you elves have special abilities in battle. Did the Alfar take you by surprise in your sleep?
I felt her presence, but when I confronted the elf, she had already killed the first of us and resurrected the perished land. It fills humans and dwarves with a hatred for life. It turns you into beasts. They charged through the village like a fury, and everyone that they killed became one of theirs.
If the perished land spreads further south, then Nod-On won't need any orcs, ogres, or Alfar. One human losing their life in the perished land would be enough for the madness to sweep through the land like the plague.
То есть Perish Land, они так называют зомби-вирус или в принципе зомбей. А можешь камеру вращать? Ух, ёб твою мать, просто посмотрите на этот пиздец. Ух.
Your stomach turns, but you know that it's right. You've never seen the twins looking so serious. They would pit themselves against any army of orcs, but this is something beyond their power, and yours.
We need the Magi. They must rebuild the barrier. I can't believe it. The barrier has fallen. How could that happen?
Who could tell? Anything could go wrong with all that hocus-pocus.
It had held back the perished land since the fall of the Fifthlings. Reinforcing the barrier whenever it loses power is the primary duty of the great Magi. I can't imagine how Nod-On or anyone else could have broken through it.
You think of the demons mentioned in Garen's letter. You wonder whether it could be possible that a demon from the outer lands might possess powers so great that even the 6 Magi weren't ready for it.
We must go to Lot Yonan before the perished land spreads further. He will know what is to be done.
Neither of your companions objects.
Блин, ну... Это я не на харде, это я на нормале играю. Пиздец, игра сложная. Так, Provision голды, Golden Ring, окей. Блин, зомби. Обглоданные эльфы. Пиздек на пиздеке.
Every evening since you left Greenglade, you have looked at Goren's books and tried to prize out the knowledge that they hold. But now, you must admit to yourself that you can't decipher them. They are written in the learned language for high magi, and Lot Yonan didn't teach you that. However, you're sure that the books are important. Why else would Garen want them sent to Turga the Fair-Faced? You put them away with a sigh, and your eyes remain on the bag that Lot Yonan gave you. Did Garen ask Lot Yonan to return the magical artifacts in the pouch? You pick up the pouch and look at it.
Lot Yonan forbade me from opening the pouch.
Lot Yonan trusted you with the pouch. You don't want to betray that trust. You look at it for a moment longer, but then you close the rucksack and pack it away. But your curiosity is not so easily contained and keeps you awake in the night. Just like previous nights, you are haunted by the image of the elf maiden nailed to the tree in Greenglade. You wake from your sleep and look around you. The night is unusually dark. Despite your good dwarven eyes, you can only make out Boendal's outline, even though he's keeping watch only a few steps away. You're about to lie down again, but suddenly feel something cold against your throat. Next to you, the pale face of an elf slides into view.
Good evening. I'm afraid we missed each other in Greenglade, so my companion had to receive you on her own.
Blah.
You consider your options, but before you have reached a decision, the dagger is pressed more tightly against your throat, and you feel a second blade at your back.
Quiet now. I'm not going to kill you, not yet. Do you know what I'm going to do instead?
You feverishly search for an answer, but you can't even imagine how an Alfar thinks.
I will kill everyone who means anything to you. I will destroy your life, and you will sink into hopelessness, groundling. Your downfall is called Synthoras.
You tense your muscles, readying to defend yourself, but suddenly realize that the blade against your throat has disappeared. You look around, astonished. The elf is nowhere to be seen. You look over to Boendal, who is easy to recognize in the bright moonlight. Next to you, Boindil smacks his lips in his sleep. You touch your throat, and when you don't feel anything, you breathe out, relieved.
Just a nightmare.
At least that's what you tell yourself. But you don't close your eyes for the rest of the night.
Ой, что-то мне кажется, что не совсем это самый кошмар. Так, ну да, блять, расстояние я ебун.
Boindil unwraps his dwarf cheese again and cooks it on the fire. When he offers you a piece, you take it.
I knew we'd make a dwarf of you in the end.
You chew on the cheese so you don't have to answer. It tastes better than you first thought. You arrive at a small, bustling village. One thing is clearly missing from the lively scene. The sound of metal on metal from the village smithy that would normally be heard above everything else at this time of day. A dour, grim-looking man is sitting in front of the forge with his right arm in a sling. His expression brightens as he sees you, and he jumps to his feet.
Dear dwarves, could I interest you in helping me in my workshop for a day?
The man's expression is somewhere between desperation and hope. As you don't answer immediately, he continues.
You will, of course, be royally rewarded for your work. I can offer you 100 gold pieces.
What happened to your arm?
A stupid accident. A box of blanks fell down. I was trying to catch it. It will heal, fortunately, but I won't be able to wield my hammer for a while.
You must have quite a backlog of work.
You nod sympathetically. You always felt bad if you were ill or couldn't work in the forge for some reason or other.
Loads. But if what I hear about the metalworking skills of the dwarves is true, it will be easy for you to manage it in a day.
I'll help you. I worked in a forge for a while.
You modestly conceal that in this case, a while means almost a whole human lifetime. A little later, you are standing in the workshop, examining the smith's inferior tools, while he fires up the forge and prepares everything for the job as well as he can with just one good arm. You weren't able to persuade the twins to help you. As warriors, they'd rather go hunting, Boindil declared. But you think it's more probable that you'll find them drinking beer. But you don't care. You're excited about being able to smith again after such a long time. Hours later, you have forgotten everything around you. The heat of the forge, the sweat on your warm skin, the play of the flames. You're in your element and work as if in a trance. The smith left the workshop ages ago with a satisfied grin on his face.
Wait, I'm talking to you.
You look up in surprise. everything but the beating of the hammer had ceased to exist, and you didn't notice that someone has come in.
Can you do it?
You immediately dislike the middle-aged man. He sounds you out so doggedly with his light grey eyes that it feels as though he wants to look right through you and into your deepest thoughts. The man points to 2 horses.
Those 2, in 1 hour.
With the forge hammer in your hand, you play dumb. You blink and look back and forth between the horses and the man.
What's the deal with the horses?
You expect the man to fly off the handle, but you feel even more uneasy when he asks you quietly and very slowly to please re-shoe the 2 horses.
These 2 need shoeing? No problem.
The man doesn't look convinced, but you get to work with confidence. 2 more armed men are standing next to the horses, sizing you up. You concentrate on the work. The only sound you hear is the melodic beat of the hammer against the anvil. You keep track of the armed men out of the corner of your eyes. You suspect they are mercenaries. While you're fitting the 3rd horseshoe, another armed man enters the forge and speaks in hushed tones with the leader of the group.
He's the only one here.
The man nods in your direction, and you quickly shift your attention back to the work. You play it cool and complete the work. As the leader of the mercenaries pays you, you have the feeling that he is trying to transfix you with his eyes. The men leave the workshop without a word.
So, you're mercenaries, I take it?
You're only trying to engage in conversation, but the man looks at you incredulously, as if he didn't expect dwarves to be able to talk.
Something like that.
Got lots of work? Oh, do you know anything about the armies of orcs from the south?
We can't complain.
The man's tone makes it clear that the conversation has ended here. You carry out the work in silence. As the leader of the mercenaries pays you, you have the feeling that he is trying to transfix you with his eyes. The men leave the workshop without a word.
Не, шли бы они в жопу.
You ignore the horsemen and concentrate on your work. When you tell the twins about your visitors later on, they know exactly who you're talking about. They encountered them on the way back from hunting. You spend the night in the smith's house and continue on your way, with your well-earned reward the next morning.
Так. Через город попробуем пройти.
Axeldale is shrouded in an eerie silence as you approach. There's not a single fishing boat on the river, and many of the houses are now just burnt-out ruins.
The big-nosed beasts have made a grim job of it. Seems they don't like fish.
Boendal gives his brother a reproachful look. There are dead bodies everywhere, but it seems to you that there should be more of them. For a brief moment, you hope that the villagers had fled. But then you realize that the orcs were probably hungry after their victory, and your stomach turns. Boendal lays a hand on your shoulder.
Let's go. There's nothing more we can do for these people. But maybe there are others we can help.
Once you reach the top of the hill above Goodwater, you can see what is left of the village. The sea of red roof tiles has given way to a forest of burnt black ruins.
Понятно, все постукано.
You see a light through the trees some way from the path. It inevitably brings to mind your encounter with the woodcutters. You tell the dwarves about your encounter with the woodcutters and how they grilled you. Not exactly your proudest moment.
I'll deal with them. They won't make the mistake of taking on a dwarf again.
Humans are not our enemies, Boindil.
Thinking about it, they do deserve it.
Boindil grins widely, and before Boendal can stop him, he stomps off. You lie awake in your camp and think about the woodcutter's roast that you had for dinner. The rabbit was the best thing you've eaten in a long time. It tasted of victory.
Why are the Magus' vaults here in the middle of nowhere? And why does the Lord of Yonendar live in a vault and not in a castle?
It's to do with the magical fields that spread out under Girdlegard, so the 5 magical realms are found where the fields are at their strongest.
And that's why he lives in the vaults? To be closer to the underground magic?
No, it's more to do with security. 200 students of magic and a source of almost unlimited magical energy. The Magus thought that an underground vault was a more suitable place to train than Master Nudin's tower in the middle of Parista.
Ну, логично. А жратва заканчивается.
I don't like it here. All this hocus-pocus is bad news. Us dwarves know that and keep well away, just as Vracus commanded. I hope you know that too.
I cannot perform magic, and I've never attempted to. Nevertheless, please show respect. Remember that it was Lot Yonan who took me in and saved me.
Now then, it would seem that the tongue of the learned one becomes somewhat haughtier, and his sentences doth wind most strangely as we verily approach the vaults.
You can't help but grin guiltily. With a beseeching glance at the twins, you step into the area in front of the vaults. Seeing no one there you might greet, you and your companions enter your old home through the open gate.
Who the hell built this tunnel?
Bowendahl examines the crumbling roof with a mixture of disbelief and indignation.
Be quiet. I want to surprise them.
Is that such a good idea? What if we give your master such a shock that he casts a spell? I don't want to be turned into a mouse or a bar of soap.
It is unusually quiet in the vaults, but the smell of dinner is in the air. You imagine Frala looking up at you from her cooking pot in the kitchen and smiling.
Ah, there's boiled and roasted meat for dinner. Come on.
That's no reason to go and get ourselves turned into something weird. We'll stay here until you're finished with your little game. Only Long'uns will build like this. They've cut through the strata with no concern for the veins. That's obvious, even to a warrior like me.
Oh, the warmth has dried out the strata and made them all crumbly. Even the wooden beams won't hold the roof up for much longer.
Tungdil, have you found your Magus yet?
No, not yet. I'll keep looking.
Сначала пожрать.
Lumps of meat rise up and appear on the brown, bubbling surface of the soup before sinking back down out of sight. The hearty smell makes your mouth water.
A human foot?
Your stomach turns, and you have to fight hard against the impulse to run out of the kitchen screaming.
Ну да, можно догадаться, что тут пиздек произошел.
The cradle's empty. Your stomach tightens. You refuse to believe it, but you can't help thinking of the soup again.
No, it can't be true.
Speaking it out loud helps, but it doesn't get rid of the bad feeling completely.
Да тут везде какой-то пиздик происходит.
You look around the workshop with growing panic. No one to be seen.
A couple of weeks ago, this anvil was my whole world. Now my world's a whole lot bigger.
And scarier.
What happened here? Speak!
Ah, another one.
Don't even think of using magic, or I'll lodge this pretty piece of steel in your brain.
It takes the Famulus a few seconds to comprehend the situation he's suddenly found himself in. He seems to weigh up his options for a moment before he breathes out and the tension leaves his body.
All right, I won't use magic.
What happened here? Where is everyone?
For a while, the Famulus seems to be playing with the idea of being stubborn. Bowendahl pushes a little harder on the end of the crow's beak, and the tip penetrates the skin. Blood seeps out.
They're gone. Dead.
A school full of magi destroyed without any signs of struggle? Lies.
The facts seem stacked against it, but you cling on to this faint hope.
Lot Jonan's famuli were already in Parista. There were only novices left. We made easy work of them. The Elfar, Sintheras, he insisted on being part of the raid after he found out that you grew up here. He opened the gates and killed most of those here before they even knew what was happening.
In your mind's eye, you see a pale face appearing from the darkness. You saw what Elfar are capable of in Greenglade. You push the thought to the back of your mind and try to keep a clear head.
Lot Jonan, where is he?
Nodon killed him. He killed all of them in Parista. There's no one left in Girdlegard who can take on the last Magus.
You're saying that someone took on all 6 of the Magi at once and defeated them? Ridiculous.
5 Magi. My master Nudin is Nodon the Doublefold, the Lord of the Perished Land and soon to be Lord of Girdlegard. He killed the masters, and the apprentices followed soon after. They're all gone, and he changed the magic field so that only we can use them.
An icy hand grabs your heart. It's impossible that there's only a single Magus left, and he's not fighting against, but for the Perished Land.
Why are you snooping around in Lot Jonan's study? What are you looking for?
I'm looking for artifacts that Lot Jonan, when he was in Parista, claimed he had forgotten and left in a cupboard. And for the books that were stolen from Greenglade. I'm guessing you're the dwarves that stole the books.
What does your master want with the artifacts and the books?
I don't know. He commands, we obey. He's going to be very displeased. I did find a bag in the cupboard, but it didn't contain the right objects.
I've had enough of your lies. They're alive. Lot Jonan escaped and has gathered his apprentices, Frala, and the others around him to fight against Nodon. We just have to find them.
The war was over before you even noticed it had begun. Nodon cannot be stopped. He is on his way here and will just...
Blah, blah. We will leave immediately. This news is of great importance to the Council of Dwarves.
I'm not going anywhere. I have to find my friends and I...
Orcs! Lots of them!
Бле. Так, ты. Ну да, мы выжрали зелье. У нас осталось мало чего. Nothing special. Golden Ring. Почему-то оно мне напоминает это кольцо из Властелина. Не знаю, фаршевьюр.
What is it? What is it?
Yes?
Yes?
Потому что в описании написано про инскрипции внутри кольца лов.
And what now?
Huh?
Who's next? Yeah!
What is it? He hardly put up a fight. What is it?
300 спартанцев просто.
Yes?
Too easy.
Kill. And what now?
Блин.
Too easy.
Ну чего? Ау-яу-яу-яу-яу.
Yes, yes, so.
Смауси.
I'm not that quick. Yes, yes, so.
Yeah. Yes.
I have foiled off. Give me a hand.
Итак, мои советы про борьбу без плавок не прошли даром.
Да.
I'm not that quick.
Who's next? Too easy. Yeah.
Так, на передовую иди.
And what now? Yes, yes, so. I'm not
Too easy.
Yes?
Как смотрели.
The side door in the workshop. It's our only chance.
I need help over here. What is it? What is it?
С дороги, блять.
And again. Huh?
Окей. Ладно. Так. Чардж или лип.
Они сами сыбались.
Но мы их перерезали большое количество. Юрий Фигурин. А жратвы нет, вот это плохо.
Damn.
The first 20 are mine. You have come far, but this is far enough. Give me the artifacts and the books you stole in Greenglade, and I'll set you free.
What's with the artifacts and the books?
They belong to me. Lord Yonan was supposed to bring them to Porista, but forgot them. So, I came to pick them up. That's all you need to know.
What have you done to the other Magi? Your famulus told us some cock and bull story about you forcing them and their famuli to go to Porista and then murdering them.
I did what had to be done to protect Girdlegard. I wish there had been another way. But they would never have understood.
Do your eyes deceive you, or do you really see a brief moment of real regret on the swollen face of the Magus?
You wanting my rucksack is enough reason for me not to give it to you.
I don't need your consent. Look after the rucksack. If you lose it, you will also lose your life. Go back to your realm, dwarves, and let your king know that I need his land. Either he hands it over without a drop of blood being spilt, or my troops and allies take it by force. You can take this one with you. I have no use for him.
Invisible wizard, my ass.
Look.
Однако ж.
Let me handle her. Kill the dwarves.
Блять. Блять. Фотографировали very valuable. Продать.
Бля-я-я-я.
The rucksack! The artifacts! If he wants them so badly, they might be the key to his destruction.
There's the orc with the rucksack. Let's get him.
He hardly put up a fight. And what now?
What is it?
Понеслась.
And I didn't even take off my gloves.
Бабища какая-то. Так, а где? А вон он.
What is it?
Huh?
Yes?
And what now?
Yes?
No chance.
Стой, паскуда!
What is it?
What a waste of time.
Yes. So what is it?
Yes?
No chance.
He didn't hit you very hard. Too easy.
I just need a little rest.
Значит, надо всех просто орков грохнуть, чтобы до него добраться.
The rucksack! The artifacts! If he wants them so badly, they might be the key to his destruction.
There's the orc with the rucksack. Let's get him.
What a waste of time.
And what now?
Yes?
He hardly put up a fight.
Who's next?
No chance.
What is it?
Yes?
Huh? What is it?
Huh?
Yeah! I need help over here! Quickly!
And what now?
Yes!
What a waste of time.
He hardly put up a fight.
Yes?
And I didn't even take off my gloves. What a waste of time. No chance.
Killed.
Huh?
Too easy!
Forward dog. Give me a hand.
Another one
And I
again!
didn't even take off my gloves.
They're hitting me pretty hard.
I need help over here!
Давай,
Another
хиляйся.
one bites the dust! Oh, he didn't hit you very hard!
They're hitting me pretty hard.
Too easy!
Vile creature.
Yes?
Huh?
Who's next? Another one bites the dust!
Ow! Hey! What is it?
Huh?
He hardly put up a fight.
Huh?
Вот
And
так.
what now?
Этот впал в ярость.
Damn it! How many more of them are there? Damn it! How many more of them are there? Yes?
I am. Forward dog. Give me a hand.
Huh?
Отлично этим.
No chance.
up a fight.
Тот момент, когда у тебя слэйер по тылам носится и просто вырезает все. Просто все. Валим, 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 валим. Валим, 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 пока у нас...
What a waste of time.
They're hitting me pretty hard. What is it? I didn't hit you very hard.
Kill. Yes?
I have Bonda. Give me a hand.
Yes?
No chance.
Вам по жопе. Да стой ты, ёп. Ладно. Выставляем стандартной линии дефа. А слэйер, который ХП восстановил, отправляется вперед. Он быстрый и он может...
Let's get out of here. Over the bridge. And again.
Валим.
Huh?
Pow! Another one bites the dust. Too easy. I didn't hit you very hard.
And I didn't even take off my gloves.
Who's next?
What a waste of time.
Let's get out of here.
Retreat? We should fight on! We would die! Perhaps you've noticed that Nodon has risen again, headless. He is more powerful than the perished land itself, but the key to his destruction is in here.
We will return to the Secondlings and tell them what the Magus is up to. We'll be safe at Ogre's death, and there we can hatch a plan.
If we manage to get there. Nodon will do anything to stop us.
Then let him try!
Бля, без жрачки они не будут ХП восстанавливать. Пиздец, чё так сложно? Игра... Так, ты как танк получаешь вот эту хрень. Чуть-чуть провизии, small healing potion, окей. Ёшкин, Макарёшкин, просто жесть. То есть... Это нормал, это не хард. Так, куда нам надо? Окей.
Ha! That was fun. What's next?
Boindil looks at you, and the sparkle in his
Это тебе не
eyes
хуй
goes
хачек
out.
всяких
We are
латиносов
both
пиздить.
very sorry about what happened here, Tongue.
Давай не вспоминать.
You told me, Cynthia said. I convinced myself that...
You gulp and turn away from your friends.
Понимаю.
Понимаю.
Ha! That's what I call a goodly challenge. Cover me.
Not a good idea if you want to go on living, dwarf.
You've got quite a big mouth for someone who sounds like a girl.
О, господи, она на мужика похожа.
You are Andikai, the tempestuous, right?
Correct. And you are Tungdil, Lot Yonan's charge.
Your companion, won't he sit with us and introduce himself?
Yes! Hey, you up there! Can you even hear us with that bucket on your head?
Jerun is mute, and he won't do you any harm unless I command him to. And as long as you treat him with courtesy, dwarf.
Boindil seems to briefly weigh up his chances against the two of them.
I decide when I'm courteous. Just don't get in my way. And the orcs are mine!
Honourable Mager, what news of Lot Yonan? Does he live?
Andikai looks at you in silence, pain and rage slowly spreading across her face.
He is dead, Tungdil. Along with Myra, Turga, and Sabora. Nod-On killed them all, and destroyed the Council of Magi.
The certainty of their death is painful. It feels as though someone has just torn your insides out.
He killed their best pupils, too. And now he's the unchallenged Magus in Girdlegard.
It was you, wasn't it, that attacked them with the lightning? Were you any more successful than we were?
Andikai shakes her head.
He defied everything I threw at him. All of my skills. In vain. I soon realized he was superior to me, but I wanted to buy you some time.
Nodon's famula said that he had changed the magical fields, but you still seem to be able to use them.
Andikai smiles.
I'm not quite as benevolent as the other Magi. My god Samusin is the god of balance. He loves the darkness as much as the light, which means I can use both. But my powers aren't unlimited. It is difficult for me to store and use this altered magic. We should avoid confrontation as much as possible.
What happened? How could he defeat the Council of Magi?
Nudin called us to Perista, under the guise of reinforcing the barrier against the perished land. Instead, he tricked us, took control of most of our powers and attacked us. I cut him down with my sword, but he rose again and impaled me with his staff. All I can remember after that is the sound of fighting, destruction, and cries of death.
How did you survive?
Jerun. Nudin had forgotten he was with me in Perista. He found me, tended to my wounds, and brought me out of the city to safety, until I could summon up enough power to heal myself.
And Lot Yonan?
When Jerun carried me away, he was frozen in stone, like a statue. To my knowledge, the spell cannot be reversed.
You nod slowly. You don't have the strength to say anything else right now.
What will you do now?
Leave this place. I'm not so foolish as to believe that I could restrain the perished land or Nod On. Why should I stay here?
Foolish, no! But cowardly!
You're on your way to the kingdom of the Secondlings, right? Then I will accompany you and leave Girdlegard by the High Pass.
We'll need all the help we can get. Nodon will have a lot worse in store for us than just orcs.
The Mager nods in agreement. Then she looks pensively at your rucksack.
Your rucksack? Why did Nod On want it?
I was taking some objects to Goren, one of Lot Yonan's famuli. He was murdered at Greenglade by an elf. There were books lying next to his body, which he was planning to send to Turga the Fairfaced.
May I see them?
You nod. Take the books out of your rucksack and hand them to her. She goes through the letter and the books, one after another, without showing any sign of emotion. Finally, she closes the last of the books.
Is that all? They are only sagas and travelogues from the Outer Lands, which tell of legendary creatures and myths. I don't know why they should be of interest to Nod On.
There must be something in them that's important to him. He destroyed a whole village for them, and the vaults.
Possibly. I'll study the books. But let's sleep now. Jarun can keep watch. We are still being followed.
Блин, такое ощущение, что это просто сраный голем. Но пиздец он высокий. Так, тут бушуют орки. Еды у нас не так много. Вот что-нибудь оставили? Нет. Сюка.
You have put out a plate of food for the night every evening since Jarun and Andakai joined you on your journey, but still none of you have seen him eat. You decide to pay particular attention to him this evening, to try and find out what is under the helmet. Andakai is sitting not far from the giant, studying the books.
Have you found anything useful yet?
She looks up at you.
You think I will stay and fight if there is a spell in the books that might defeat Nodon?
Yours is the god of balance. Don't you see it as your duty to create a balance between light and dark?
Instead of answering, Andakai rubs her eyes and closes the books.
It's too dark to study. Let's see what tomorrow brings.
Disgruntled, you watch the Mager as she walks over to her bed for the night. Your eyes fall upon Jarun and the plate at his feet, on which not a crumb of food is left.
Бля, ну какая-нибудь нежить, не знаю. Хрен ли он не снимает. Блин, две толпы орков просто соединились. Орд.
In the afternoon, with the sun low in the sky, the path leads you through a ravine. A glance at your map suggests that you're near to Boribor, the Orc realm.
Fracas, may we remain unscathed.
About a mile further on, Boindil suddenly stops in his tracks and sniffs.
Can you smell that? Piggy snouts! And lots of them too!
Let's proceed with caution. Perhaps we can take a few of them out before they raise the alarm.
Да, этот прекрасный двор с двумя топорами прям обожает резиню. А это снова 0-1. Блять. Джерун. Блин, да посмотрите на это, пиздец.
Up there! We have to stop them before they can warn anyone.
What is it? Yes, yes! What is it? On my way!
What is it? All right, then.
Huh? Huh?
Now you've got me interested.
Huh? Wild creature! What is it? I didn't hit you very hard! Ow! Another one bites the dust!
What is it?
Yes?
And again! Who's next? Huh?
And I didn't even take off my gloves.
What is it?
Now you've got me interested.
Huh? What is it? Huh?
What is it?
Ну, понятно, то есть только пачка из 4. И снаряжения нет нельзя.
Yes?
Huh?
No chance. What is
Too
it?
easy!
Hey, how about some help?
What is it?
He hardly put up a fight.
What a waste of time.
I didn't hit you very hard!
Маги
Too
неожиданно.
easy! Yeah! And what now? Ow! Another one bites the dust!
Наша основная боевая сила.
Now you've got me interested.
Who's next? Yeah!
Hey, how about some help? Sammy's hint. This is the end.
Ладно. Мне надо поспать, мне надо рано встать. Так что спасибо всем, кто был со мной на этом стриме. Я думал, он продлится час. Он продлился чуть-чуть подольше. Игра шикарна. Всем советую. Я пойду посплю. Так что спокойной ночи и увидимся до следующего.